closer, good people. Liquor and wine. You'll find all you need in our selection.
Master Maillard.
Who's asking?
De Sardet. I am the legate of the congregation.
Well, I'm flattered. What?
I'm here to talk to you about the mine you have near. Are you aware that you have no right to operate it? Nor are you allowed to employ slaves there.
But what are you talking about? Surely this is a misunderstanding. Listen, I'm sure there is a way for us. I'm an honest merchant. I've always paid all taxes. Please tell your cousin that I would be happy to send him. Now, Your Excellency.
I'm afraid you don't understand, Master. It's not a money problem. That mine is dangerous, and you endanger the congregation on the...
Come on, don't be so serious, young man. I'm sure it's nothing that a small bonus can't fix. Goodbye, sir. Swarm through. Come closer, good people.
Sir de Corsillon.
De Sardet, my young student, what can I do for you?
I verified the contract with Lady Morange. The exploitation of the mine is illegal, without even taking into account what he's doing to the natives.
So, what did he...
He turned a deaf ear and tried to bribe me.
But it's high time we reminded him of who... Here. This is an eviction notice which dispossesses him of all for his crimes against the natives. I will make him aware of this decision, but the prisoners must be freed as soon as possible.
I'll take care of it.
Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
The mission you entrusted me with has made great...
Very well. That's good. You have traveled great distances. And keep doing what you're doing, de Sardet. Can your old professor...
I found no traces of Professor...
That's most regrettable. But keep looking for him, will you? Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsillon. Locked. I don't have the key.
Karantz, I need to talk to you. I have to ask you for another favor.
I'm listening, Siora.
Do you remember the mine shakers in my village?
Yes. If I understand correctly, there was some kind of an agreement made with them.
Even though these priests would make good allies against the Lions because they hate them as much as we do, my mother would never have traded the spirits of the people of the village in exchange for their help. And she would have wanted to be buried according to our rituals. She was deeply attached to our traditions.
So you think that they're lying?
Yes. And you understand these Renagse better than I do. Will you investigate this matter with me?
Of course. Let's go.
My child, what can we do for?
We would like to know more about the agreement you...
I do not see how our agreement concerns the congregation. We swore to provide this village with all our support.
In exchange, its inhabitants will have to renounce their...
My mother would never have made such an agreement.
The Queen had understood that the light was the only truth. It is for this reason that we have accepted to seal our agreement according to your own rituals.
She had an engraver come to FaaarTMartin. He carved your strange symbols in the stone.
I do not believe a single word of this. You, the people of the light, are nothing but liars.
You would do well to hold your tongue, young lady. This village is now under our spiritual authority.
By not respecting us, you are committing blasphemy.
Because you think that you can administer justice here. I am the daughter of Bladnid, and you are...
Siora, let's not get into another battle and make new enemies.
That is an excellent idea.
enlightened protect me in this battle. May the enlightened protect me in this battle! Your magic is running out! Take a potion! May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! Your magic is running out. Take a potion. magic is running out. Take a potion. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
No magic left. Drink a potion.
Protect me in this battle!
Here's the stone we were looking for. It is destroyed. We can no longer decipher the symbols. Strange, isn't it?
This stone was damaged on purpose. We will never know the precise terms of the agreement.
There may be a way. Promises in stone are a very ancient tradition. Those who want to make these agreements must turn to a keeper of promises. An artisan who makes the stone speak. There are but a few. We did not have one in our village before Karadeg's arrival. He must be the one who engraved this stone.
I thought you could not write.
The Donegada have a secret writing that the keepers of promises always learn. Those who want to seal a promise tell them to write, and they take care of it.
You protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Strange. It looks like no one's there, but the door's left open.
Empty. Everything is broken and turned upside down. Empty. A sculpted engraved stone. What happened here?
It seems like there was a fight.
It's as if someone wanted to meticulously...
The owner must have left in a hurry.
Unless someone else did this.
Do you know where he might be?
This engraved stone bears the mark of Baraeg Nodas. Do you remember him? Karadeg originally belonged to this...
Let's go to Vigigador, and we'll find out.
What brings you here, Ono?
We're looking for Karadeg.
Did he come back to your village?
He did come, and then...
Do you know where he might have gone?
He feared someone, or he must have left for the wood.
Did you exile him?
He is the one who left. He disagreed with us. He thought that we should be fighting them. And I did not want him to return if it meant that he would bring his head.
Is there anything else?
Did you receive any news from Karadeg?
No. Is there anything else?
I must leave.
Qua awalum say.
It is Karadeg. He's over there.
Siora, Bertir Tumad Donegad. What are you doing with these strangers?
These strangers are my friends, Karadeg. You can speak in front of them without fear.
What do you want?
Tell me about your role as Keeper of Promises. What does it consist of?
Most words must be free, and able to fly like birdsong. But some words must survive those who utter them. So they call on the Keepers of Promises. Those who want to become one must win the trust of the Donegada and prove their wisdom. Then they teach us the words of stone. And when someone wants to seal a promise, we offer them those words.
So you're a kind of cleric? Thank you, Karadeg.
Do you want to know anything else?
We would like to ask you about a stone you supposedly engraved.
It is the stone of the Renaigse, isn't it? I should never have accepted to seal such a promise. I did not like them, but I could not refuse to fulfill my duty. Not when Bladnid was demanding it. And now that she is no longer with us, these Monasinaiga are chasing me.
It is because you are the last person to know what was engraved on it. The stone has been destroyed.
I kept the piece of tree bark in which I prepared the glyphs. All the details are there.
With this tree bark, we could verify what my mother promised. Can you give it to us?
No, Donegad. I do not mean to disrespect you, but I will not. Renaigse only bring us trouble, and you come with them. They will disappoint you just like they disappointed your mother. I do not want to deal with them ever again. They threaten my life, and because of them, I am forced to hide here.
Since you want to chase the Renaigse away, and since you want protection, why don't you join the rebels? We could indicate the location of one of their camps for you.
The rebels?
The Donea Exregao. They fight the Renaigse, and they accept people from all clans.
I have heard about them, but I didn't know where to find them.
We could help you join them, but we need this tree bark. It's the only way to prove that the priests lied.
In that case, take the tree bark. I hope that it will help you to chase these Renaigse away, Donegad. And I did not think I would say this one day. But thank you, Renaigse.
What do these glyphs say?
That we will assist the priests in their war against the lions, and they must help us in return. There is nothing about the spirits of the people of the village, or renouncing our traditions. I knew they were lying. Let's show this to Iselt. Siora, Asir, Bertir to Madiseld. I'm happy. What do you want?
Azeld, about this pact your mother supposedly made with the priests.
Yes. Did you...
We retrieved the piece of tree bark that
Siora, what's written? Mother promised to help them against the lions, and they promised to help us in return. There's nothing mentioned about them, and even less about them being enticed. So they lied. They mocked us. And I think it's high time they left. I think so too. You lied to us. You took us for gullible children. Leave this village at once. You will never be welcome here again.
But if you want our help with the...
By lying, you have insulted the memory of the entire village will be happy to make you pay. You do well to leave before having to face...
We are not here to shed blood.
Very well. We're leaving.
I did not think they would leave. Thank you, Anol Manawi. Thanks to you, we managed to chase away... Yes, Shiora. Of course, Asir. Karans, do you need something?
I must pass the trial of water. Do you know anything about...
I have heard it talked about. One says that the trial revealed... My mother passed it during the last...
Did she tell you about it?
A little. But it is a secret trial. I know that you must choose your path, and your combat is not necessarily the best response. If you are confronted with animals, remind yourself that they must feed. And there are ways of altering food to make those who eat it fall into...
Is that an idea that your mother used?
Anything else?
How did you know that those... After all, given the situation...
I knew my mother well. We were close.
She could have done it out of pure necessity. The forces of the Alliance have feared...
You do not understand. My people are renouncing it to avoid one enemy. Anything else?
Why are you and your sister so different?
If you're talking about physical differences, when we were little, we were perfectly...
What kind of child were you?
I suppose I was very curious.
And you haven't changed? Isn't it out of the same
At first, perhaps. Anything else?
I must leave you. See you later.
Karans, could you help me once more?
What is it?
I must prepare the ritual, and I think that I will need...
But your sister will be there. Surely...
For the ritual, yes. It will only be the two of us. Will you come with me?
Of course. I'd be happy to be by your side. Let's go.
Karans, do you need something?
I must leave you.
Siora, Bertir to Madiseld. What do you want?
I'm only here to...
I came to give our mother... I know. Iselt. No. Preparing the place.
Maybe unless you protect me in this... May the shadow engulf our enemies!
We are approaching Vasrigan. This is where I will perform the ritual. This burial mound has been the final resting place of our queens for generations. It must be prepared before we can start the ritual.
Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Something's wrong. Normally, you would hear the birds singing in this place.
What do you mean?
And yet everything seems wrong.
This is not their natural
Your magic is running out. Take a potion. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
doing in this area. You never see any around here. They must have nested in the shadow of the burial mound.
In that case, we have no choice but to destroy their nests. Otherwise, they'll just keep coming back.
You are right. We cannot let these carnivores roam so close to my mother's remains.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! Be careful! Your armor is falling apart! May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! Protect me in this battle! May the enlightened protect me in this battle! Be careful! Your armor is falling apart! Your magic is running out! Take a potion! May the shadow engulf our enemies! Magic is running out! Take a potion!
This will no longer trouble the peace of our queen. All we have to do now is to take care of the ceremony.
Is there anything else to prepare?
Of course. We will need some scent.
Where can we find them?
It would be ideal if we could craft them ourselves. And I will also need some mortuary lotion. I will give you a list of... Once we have gathered these last items, then Isolde and I thank you for being...
Don't mention it, Seal.
Karantz, do you need something?
I must leave you. See you later.
Come closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent. Tier for alcohol.
You'll find all you need. Welcome. It's such a... Have you seen anything? Thank you for your visit. See you soon. Are your boots worn through? Is your hat out of style?
Come closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent. Tier for alcohol.
Oh, it's you, Onome! Bertirtu, do you want to... You will always be welcome here. Oh, it's you, Onome Nawi! Come and see.
Karantz. Do you need something?
I've never heard you talk about your father.
He was the dad.
What happened?
He was killed. My mother. Anything else?
I must pass the trial of water.
I have once my mother.
Did she tell you?
Ali, I know. Come back if you are and dead. Anything else?
I must leave you.
Here we are. It is on this stone altar that we will place the body of my mother. We must place a censer where her head will be, and another near her feet. And then you will have done everything you could to help me. And I am infinitely grateful for it. Your presence by my side means a lot to me. This is how our ritual... It is on this stone altar that we will place the... We must place a censer where her head will be, and then you will have your presence. This is how our ritual... Karans, do you need something?
I must leave you.
There. Everything is in place. Thanks again. My sister should be joining me soon. Oh, these rituals are demanding. You have been a true friend. A thank you. I will never forget the kindness...
It's only natural, Siora. I know what it feels like.
We should go now. Karans, do you need something?
What do you intend to do now? Will you become the Dunegad of your clan again?
I will most likely do it, but not now.
I'm very glad to be able to enjoy your presence a while longer.
Thank you for your kindness on Almanawi. I am also happy to be with you too. Anything else?
I must leave you.
Take a potion.
Close to Issa, Rifnestiri.
sorry, this is private property.
I don't need your authorization. The former owner, Mr. Mayor...
Look, ultimately, we are not the ones who decide.
In that case, where can I find him to notify...
You'll find him around here somewhere, Your Excellency.
Excellent.
Are you looking for trouble? You'd bet...
Master Maillard, I'm so glad to find you here. Here is a document from Sieur de Corsillon on... Considering the fact that you have not respected the methods you used against the islanders has also ensured...
Impossible! By what right?
Maybe you protect me in this battle! Our enemies!
These people were monsters. I wouldn't cry over them. Come now, let's go free my brothers, and we can tell Dunkus everything.
Go without fear. You are free. And know that we are sorry for what happened to you.
We must believe that not all the blow or alone.
He is an Almanawi. That's what we understand. Karans, do you need something?
I must leave you. See you later.
Desade, can I do anything?
I'm under the impression that you've not learned as many things as you wanted by...
That's true, but the links that connect... I wonder if I said that and I'll... Learning about the native...
I must leave you.
What brings you here on?
I was able to close the mine.
Yes, you...
Thank you, Dunkus. I'm honored.
If you allow it, I would like... Since he loved the forest to the point of killing for it, he will be sentenced. Every day he will replant what your men will cut. Does this punishment seem acceptable to you?
If I explain to Sieur de Corsillon that the man was sentenced... Thank you, Dunkus. It's a wise sentence.
Is there anything else?
I must leave. Goodbye, Dunkus.
Qua awalum seg.
Siora, do you know anything about the...
My mother passed it during the last...
Did she tell you about it?
A little. I know that you must choose your... Combat is not necessarily... If you are confronted with animals and their... Look, they're eating the old carcass. If you poured some sleeping potion on it, they'd fall asleep. Close to it,
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
May the Enlightened help us.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare. The water in the basin spoke to you, no?
Yes. Exactly like the lightning struck...
Tell us. Visions like this are guides.
I was in the sky. I was high up, and it was getting cold. I fell to the ground, and suddenly I bounced on the ground. And I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. Then, just like before, the vision dissipated. And I was suddenly with you again.
Once again, these visions open gates. Try to remember them.
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. And it was a cold feeling. I was high. and it was getting colder and colder. I felt my blood freezing in my veins. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then the sun warmed me. Suddenly I bounced on the ground, and I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. Then, just like before, the vision dissipated, and I was suddenly with you again.
This stone bears the image of a storm, or perhaps the wind. Here this looks like a snowflake. On this stone, the sun is visible. This stone is adorned with the etching of a...
Karans, do you need something?
I must pass the trial of water. Did you...
I know combat. If you are and there... Anything else?
I must leave you. This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Teofridi, and a face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Enormil Frichtem.
They're tear to mad on Olmanawi.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me what the seal deep within the...
A face in the mountain of Tear.
Then you have seen the true face of the island when look. You have given the blood of the animals that protected the entrance to the passage. You have chosen strength a first time. In choosing the path of silence, you avoided confronting the Dosantats. Finally, you have completed the ritual. And in so doing, the Guardian recognized you as a wise man. You choose to trust the way of rules and wisdom. It is a difficult path. The island has seen your intelligence and also your compassion.
Am I authorized to encounter Enormil Frichtem now?
If the High King agrees, only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open...
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince them as well.
I do not know. And I believe...
Is he hiding? Has he been...
He disappeared several months ago. Since then the last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the most important. There was Deirdre. Blatnid.
My mother, alas.
Yes.
I heard about your loss, Yora.
And divorced Tirce. Thank you.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Storm Warriors.
I've already met her. She sent me to...
That sounds like her. It is said that he welcomes the Renaigse. He is the chief of the Earth Heat.
Very well. I will go and see them. Try to find this High King. Thank you, Glendan.
Qua walamse.
Hello, Glendan.
Björt Tirtu.
What can you tell me about your god?
That the word God you are looking for, he is much...
I must leave.
Qua walamse.
Karans, do you need something?
I must leave you.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then, all of a sudden, one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, Mother.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me. What is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes? He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams, from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding, like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes, sir.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway, if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events. But know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The Islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By Islander, do you mean the Denegad that came to treat his affliction?
Yes. A strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you ask me, sir. I was ordered to set up patrol along a small path, rather far from the rest of the company. I was told to protect our perimeter from anyone wandering along. According to the Islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. I did my rounds for quite some time. Not a soul came along. But then I heard cries a ways off, and I went running to help. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks. So then I turned right back around.
And you ran all the way here? Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see if they had been buried by a rock slide?
What? Alone? What could I have done? It seemed of greater urgency to go and get help.
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence got the best of you. But that's a question for your superiors. My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he decided to follow the Denegad?
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was drinking must have been potent. I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that islander had the high ground in the War of Wits. I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation for the expedition, but your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we set out as quick as we could make ready.
That sounds like him. What sort of mess has he gotten himself into? Again?
I am sorry, sir, but I don't know anything else I could tell you.
Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone there. But I could show you where I was posted. The islander said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead when I lost sight of them.
Dismissed, soldier. Looks like I'm going on an expedition.
Thank you, sir.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
This is the camp that Constantine's escort must have established.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope the Donegad and your cousin survived the fight.
Search the zone. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what's happened here. The tents were lacerated by what looks like claws. And there are traces of blood everywhere. Some of these men must have been attacked in their sleep. By beasts? Most of the weapons are missing. Our soldiers wouldn't have taken a rest without defenses. Our soldiers were attacked by surprise, and there were animals among the assailants. However, our men reacted properly. They were armed and they fled as best they could. There are no bodies, and no sign of Constantine or Catasac's presence here. Perhaps they were in another place, and the soldiers wanted to join them. We need to follow the tracks. This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the zone and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Catasac and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult. But rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Catasac wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. There are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find. The corpses of both men and beasts. These soldiers fought dearly until the end. Neither Constantine nor Catasac are among them. Crater, without a doubt caused by an explosive potion. The soldiers might have been carrying them. They must have been desperate to have taken such drastic measures. This blade is a native ritual knife, and this bowl contained a potion. Someone wanted to perform a ritual here. Could Catasac have found a better means to alleviate Constantine's symptoms? Constantine and Catasac must have been visiting this place, perhaps performing some sort of healing ritual. When the attack took place, the soldiers intervened, and many fell during the fight, but a group was able to escape down this path. We need to continue following their tracks. More tracks. Footprints. They must have fled this way. Strange. These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat. These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against? Another burnt tree. This path seems to have been scorched in flames.
May the shadow engulf our enemies!
More signs of an explosion. I can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions. New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only the corpses of our own men, but where could these other soldiers have come from? More signs of explosions. But what were they doing with all these explosives on them? footprints. Only a handful made it up to here. The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Cactus.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! Your magic is running out! Take the potion!
I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. According to this note, this troop came from an outpost of the Bridge Alliance close by. A patrol, no doubt. Could the bridge in some way be linked to this attack? That makes no sense. These vials look familiar. Katasach used the very same to stock his potion. He must have come here. I'm going to pick them up. And these rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. What could have happened here? I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine, what have you gotten yourself into again? Very well. Let's sum things up. Constantine and Katasach definitely came through an attack, obvious, and then there are these traces of
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack.
Unless he himself was...
How could you even think something like that? He is a healer. He brought comfort to your cousin.
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he now has leverage to apply to the colonists and force them to accept his conditions. But in all truth, I have no idea what to think. But regardless of who is guilty, I must find my cousin. We could return to Wen Xavier to learn more. Perhaps Katasach returned there. Or maybe his Voglendai could tell us where to find him. We are also going to have to visit the outpost. Their soldiers were involved in the combat, or at least the end of it. They must have some stories for us.
That trail seems a better one to follow. Katasach is a good man, but the soldiers and the lions have already betrayed you.
That's true. But I do not see how they could have made these animals. However, one way or another, let us be on our way without further delay.
the enlightened protect me in this battle! Protect me in this battle! Your magic is running out! Take a potion! May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
I've heard stories of your exploit. It's unusual for us, it seems. How can I help?
Katasak has disappeared.
What? But my Tiern followed you to help you.
I don't know exactly what happened, but he took my cousin to a particular place. Their escort was attacked. Decimated.
And you believe that your heart must beat in shadow to believe that the man who
Wait. Perhaps they were wounded. And your master... We must find them at all costs.
Forgive me, Doneged.
There may be a way. I found these vials of potion on the battlefield.
They could very well. No. They are not here. I do not know this smell. Another Doneged must be implicated. Who would attack the water that heals? The earth that feels? They must be in grave danger.
Yes. I sincerely hope that we will find them. That they are alive and well.
When you have discovered anything?
I have to go.
Quite a way, Seg.